Activision devs do not play their own games. It's not your dad. Your dad doesn't support you.
You should know. You worked at a coffee shop, you stupid bitch.
My name is Casey, and absolutely not fucking Tanner, because my parents don't hate me that much.
Hey, did they have just 8 patches lined up, but they just didn't release them because they were on break? No, you moron kids.
Then we'll, of course, get into it. Change your fucking name and get scammed. He's feeling under the weather.
I probably won't say another word until Stay Humble, so have a good pod, Raz. I'll be here listening.
Got it. We are live. Welcome, boys and girls, to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number 240. In case you've forgotten, I know it's been a while. We'll get into it. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined, once again, wearing the hat he owns, by Tanner. How's it going, Tanner?
Yep.
Okay. And, Tanner, why does that shrew on your shirt have my initials?
Does it? Oh, yeah. Because it's a custom-made shirt.
Am I a shrew?
What is this?
What is the animal?
I don't know. It's a goat. It's an angry goat.
Oh, yeah, now I can see it.
It's an angry goat, yeah.
I'll go with that. I am the goat, so that makes sense. And welcome to the show. So today we're doing an episode. Now, we did miss our last episode, and we've said why on Twitter and on Discord, both of which you should be in tuned with, connected to, or following, or joining, or whatever. But if you aren't those things, then you would be wondering, perhaps, what the fuck happened. Well, we were going to do an episode, and then guess what happened? My whore mother got sick again on like Monday or something. I don't know. My timeline's fucked, but whatever. She comes home, she's sick. Sometime last week. This week, I guess. Well, I don't know the phrasing. It doesn't matter. She's like, hey, can you go to the store and get me some Powerade? So I'm sick. I said, sure, Ma. So I go to the store, I get her some fucking Powerade. I hand her the Powerade, and that was a mistake, wasn't it? I should have gotten a fucking decontamination suit and zip sealed through a tube the fucking Powerade or something, because when I handed her the Powerade, unbeknownst to me at the time, is that she was going to infect me with whatever she happens to have. The most deadly virus
known to man.
Real bad one, evidently. So I had been sick, as some of you may know, like 2 weeks before this. So I don't know if I'm just shit, if I'm dying, if my immune system was fucked. But then my mom also got me sick. And literally that night, I was like getting a fever. And I was like, fuck me, am I sick again? And never before in my life have I been sick twice in a month. Or even like 6 months. It's just never happened to me before. It was very weird. So I'm sick. And then I'm super sick. Not that bad, I guess. I don't know. But there was one day where I was just in bed for like 26 hours straight. Like just super tired, super bad headache, real dog shit. And then so on Wednesday, when we were going to do the episode, it was also, which was a super nice coincidence, 105 degrees plus 30% humidity in California.
It was 95.
And no, of course we didn't turn the air conditioning on. So I literally didn't sleep at all Tuesday night. It was too hot until like 1 a.m. And then by then I was so annoyed and fucking mad that I just never ended up falling asleep. So cool. So then Wednesday came around and I told Tanner, I was like, I can't do an episode today, especially the Wednesday episode, which was going to be involved. There was going to be a lot because it was obviously the season 4 patch notes episode that we didn't do. So, no, I've told no one this yet here. I took a COVID test, a little at-home COVID test last night, and it was in fact COVID-19, tested positive. So I did in fact have COVID. That's what my whore mother gave me. Thanks, Mom. So I had COVID, and now I'm feeling better, but I'm at about 50% ish Like I was making my bed today. We have an open house today, which is going to be super fun. And I was like out of breath. Yeah. I was like out of breath from making my bed. That's how like, you know, when you get sick, you get real tired at real dumb shit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I'm still getting fucking out of breath from making my bed. So I'm not better, but the headache's gone. I don't know. It's pretty much just like the tired bullshit, and I have no appetite. But anyway, yeah, so that's why we didn't have the episode, so sorry, but we're going to fold that into today's episode a little bit.
What time's the open house?
3:00.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to sit in my room because it's still my goddamn house. And if they have a problem with that, I'm going to say, hey, sign the papers and make the down payment or shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of my room, bitch. That's what I'm going to do.
I may swing by for the open house.
Swing by, dude.
Drop a gallon of gasoline in there, accidentally light a match and throw it on the floor. Oh, sorry.
Hey, we could collect an insurance check. That works just as well as selling it. Then we don't have to pay a realtor commission. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Burn my house down. But anyway, yeah. So COVID's not cool. You had it once too, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I'm a survivor.
What were your
as well.
symptoms like?
I think it started with a slight headache. Then it went to being tired or kind of like a dry cough. Sore throat. Sore throat was the first thing, actually. Horrible sore throat. But the sore throat lasted not nearly as long as any other sickness ever. Like, you know, you usually have a sore throat and it's like 3 or 4 days, maybe kind of like lingering. This was the worst sore throat of my life for 6 hours, and then it was just gone. I was like, okay. All right, interesting. And then it was just like kind of tired the rest of the week. Just always like, fuck, I just want to like lay on the couch and do nothing. Is that like, when you're young, you always think like, oh, cool, I'm sick, I get to like stay home and play video games. But then like you realized, if you're like tired and don't feel well, you'd literally rather just like lay on the couch or lay on the bed and do nothing. So that's kind of what I did. I like didn't even game that much. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just gonna lay on the couch, I guess. Watch a shitload of whatever show we were watching at the time. Yeah. Get food delivered. Call up my mom crying, say, can you bring me dinner?
Did you lose your appetite?
I don't remember. I don't think I did, no.
I guess not really. My brother was asking if I lost my taste. My sense of taste, and I was like, not really.
We lost that for like 2 days. Well, it wasn't gone, it was just like very muted, but I mean, you get that from normal sicknesses too, but some people, obviously, that they get it, they lose their smell or taste for like literally weeks or months, but it was just like a normal cold of like 2 days.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I didn't get a sore throat either, but my mom did too. My mom had like very classic COVID symptoms. I didn't have the sore throat at all though, which is weird. Or maybe I did, and I was just like, I wasn't.
You slept for 26 hours. You're probably the worst one of your life, but you were asleep, so you didn't even know.
I wasn't like asleep that whole time. I was in bed trying to sleep. Nothing. I was in bed just like with a shit headache, just trying not to die. It was pretty annoying.
Look at your phone or what? Just lay there?
No, too tired. Too tired. Just laid there. Just existed. I simply existed for like 26 hours. And I would sleep like sometimes, but I had like some, I don't know, videos on like YouTube shit.
You should have called me up and told me to come stick this double barrel in your mouth and just end it all.
That would have been preferable.
And then then drop the gasoline on your bed and then accidentally light a match and throw it.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Looking for sponsors.
Looking for sponsors, yeah. So anyway, that's why, sorry, we didn't have that episode. But unless I contract Ebola or smallpox or, I don't know, some other kind of the West Nile virus, then everything should be on schedule for quite a while. Hopefully, God willing.
Well, no, but yeah.
What do you mean no?
I mean, I don't know. There will be something else. There always is. But yeah. Trying to think. Am I going to miss an episode on the... No, I won't miss an episode the 4th of July. Never mind. I'll be back. Yeah, cool. It'll be on track for a few weeks at least. Going to get
a bit interrupted because of my move whenever that happens, but that's not going to be that bad. And that'll at least be planned. It won't be like, oh, we're canceling on the day of, so... anyway, yeah, things should be smooth for quite a while going forward. Home invasions notwithstanding. So now let's get into the episode. Before we do, a couple more little brief announcements. We've released 2 Patreon episodes. 2 episodes ago, we released a Fortune's Keep first impressions episode. That was fun to do. And in light of that, we're not going to talk really that much about Fortune's Keep today. We will a little bit, but not in any not in any great detail.
We also haven't even played it again since we recorded that.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's not much else to say on it.
Exactly, yeah. So we talked mostly about that on our Patreon, and that episode went pretty well. I enjoyed doing it. And then our last episode, which released this morning, was our Zombies review, Vanguard Zombies, round-based Zombies review. And that was a fun episode to do. And it was a fun, researching that episode, playing zombies was an experience as well.
Yeah. No, it wasn't
Tanner
fun. It
and
was
I
trying to research the Easter egg while not being able to pause the video game. We really took that for granted in Cold War. How often were we just like, all right, let's pause, everyone go pee, get a snack. Yep. I almost died yesterday because you guys are supposed to be training some zombie, and I'm like, I don't even say be right back because someone was training him. It was Bandit or Jax, one of them, so they're to blame. You were looking something up. I leave to go to the bathroom, sitting on my toilet, looking at my phone with my headset on. I'm just chilling there. All of a sudden, I hear, rrr, rrr, and I'm hearing myself getting hit. I'm like, cool. I have the wonder weapon. I'm about to die. Thanks, you dumb shitters. Finally, whoever was standing next to me doing absolutely nothing killed him, I guess. But I was like, cool. Would have been really great if I could have paused there, Treyarch. So let's figure that out ASAP.
Yeah, it's insane that you can't. It's 2022. And we can't pause a custom not online game. It's just completely outrageous. But yeah, the episode was fun anyway. And we've got a couple more Patreon episodes planned for the rest of the month. Some good and some fun and exciting ones. So
yeah,
keep your eyes on that if you are in fact a patron. And other than that, for you Damascus patrons, if you're here live, Rocket League /poker/ whatever the fuck we want tonight for our Damascus Patreon hangout. Looking forward to it. And other than that, does COVID make you a fucking idiot? Any other announcements do we have, Tanner?
Makes you a fucking idiot. Not the average person though, no. You dumb fuck.
Welcome back to the program. So today we're going to be doing a first impressions of season 4. However, in light of the fact that we've missed our usual news pod again, we're going to start today a little differently, and we're going to go through the most important and biggest changes that we got with the season 4 patch. Now, this is going to be much more brief than a normal patch notes podcast would be. That would make this episode 8 hours long, which we're not going to do. So we're going to go through the big important changes that are going to be relevant to what we're going to talk about today with our first impressions. And so here are some of those big sweeping changes. And again, obviously not everything. So first thing, there's a new map. That's
really?
One of the big changes for those of you who didn't know, called Fortune's Keep. It's like a resurgence map.
Oh,
Again, we talked about that on a Patreon episode. So
we did.
Also, Storage Town was added to Caldera, which is a POI from Verdansk. Some people think this is a big deal. I don't. And you know what, actually?
It is a nice POI that was kind of needed in a dog shit area of the map, actually. That area of the map was really bad. Also, adding Storage Town where they did flattened that part out, because that was all like hills and shit before, and now it's just like a flat Storage Town POI. So it's definitely better than it was before, but I think most people were just excited to have it back for Plunder for leveling guns, honestly. That seems to be the biggest thing.
Yeah. So they did add Storage Town. And then they added other micro POIs to Caldera, and we're going to get into that. Also, they reduced bushes on the map by about 50%. I was watching a Twitter clip of this Raven fuck talking about the changes they're making for Season 4. And he said in that clip, we're reducing the amount of bushes in Caldera by up to 50% in some areas.
In certain areas, yes.
So I'm actually not sure which of those is the case, because those are two different statements. One of them is 50% of the bushes there are fewer of in the whole map. And in the other case, there's fewer bushes everywhere, and 50% in some of those areas would be a net of like 30% or whatever. I don't know which. We'll get into how much that matters. There's also a new LMG, the UGM-8, and a new SMG, the fucking Marco Polo. Marco.
Huh?
You're gonna play this game. Marco.
Is that how you play?
Nope. Try again. Marco.
Pulley. Roly pulley.
Stop.
Puller.
You ever play Marco Polo as a child? As a little boy?
Yeah, of course I did.
That's a good pool game. That's a solid pool game. There were a lot of games that kids played when I was one that were fucking dumb and not fun or interesting. Marco Polo's not one of them. It's a well-designed game. The only problem is you can cheat pretty easily. But you can, like, you know, if you're the guy.
It's an okay design. Should have updated it more often. It needs a new patch.
You got out of the bed a lot, huh? Or the pool. What did you used to say if you guessed someone was out of the pool? Fish out of water? Was that what it was?
Fish out of water,
You'd say that, and then if someone was out of the water, you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marco Polo is a strong game.
It's not. But yeah.
You're not a Marco Polo guy, huh?
What do you think about, did you ever play like the mini volleyball in the water? Did you ever do that shit?
Mini volleyball?
Like set up a little volleyball net. You never did that?
Oh yeah.
That's the most fun thing to do.
Oh,
we used to have tournaments in the summer at Ben's house. Me, Joey, Gabe, and Ben. Yeah, we would fuck that water up, dude.
Gabe would always win.
Of course. Gabe would always win. Ben would always rage and start throwing shit. Yeah. Yeah. Classic game.
Gabe just spiked the ball in your stupid fucking face. Did he ever break your nose?
Gabe with Gabe with his chest hair in 5th grade.
Yeah. He was as large as he is now.
Yeah. I wonder how big his cock was back then compared to now. Probably the same size, honestly.
Probably the same size it is now, yeah. Which is probably pretty good. He's good at everything. Not as big as mine, though. What is the movie that has the fucking pool volleyball scene? Meet the Fockers? Meet the Fockers? My mom loves that movie.
I fucking hate that movie.
Anyway, whatever. So yeah, there's that new SMG, the Marco Polo. Taped grip, which is an attachment on Vanguard guns, is bugged right now. It's supposed to increase your movement speed, which it does, but it increases your movement speed by a fucking lot. So use taped grip on your close range guns, whatever they are. Because it's like insane movement speed right now. So that's another new fun and exciting.
Could use it on your ARs too. It works on everything, but it's
you could.
The SMGs especially. Yeah, you move so fast, so fast, faster than ever. By the way, like than the fastest SMG meta ever in Warzone. It's a lot quicker than that. So it's insane.
so you can, and that was not intended. Yeah. So use taped grip till they fix it. Sniper flinch reduction across the board, if I'm understanding the patch notes correctly. Now, it's not, we'll get into that more, but there was a sniper flinch reduction across the board.
Wait, hold on.
You are fake news.
Got it. And then there was also a ton of weapon balancing, but nothing super transformative on the weapon balancing.
Yeah, I don't think
front.
anything mattered, actually. I don't think anything changed anything. Maybe the balance patch actually didn't go through. Because nothing changed. You know? I mean, actually.
On that front, the NZ41 is still the meta long-range option. Importantly, though, the burst barrel is no longer the meta barrel on that gun. It's the other one, or another one.
360 millimeter.
And controllable, yeah. Which is nice, because it's pretty cringe having to fucking press my alternate fire button every time I pick up my gun. And then the Blixen is still the meta SMG right now. So yeah, there was a lot of weapon balancing. Didn't do much, it turns out. So now, again, there were a lot more changes than that. Those were the big ones. Some of the things that are going to be big that I have not mentioned are things that are going to be added mid-season. So the new car, the redeploy balloon, deployable redeploy balloon?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Change it, Activision. That's going to be big, but it's not in yet. It's going to be medium, actually. And there are other things that will be probably fairly transformative that I have not mentioned that were mentioned in the patch notes, just because they aren't going to be added until the middle of the season. So
portable.
Those are the big things that
balloon.
impact the game right now. Anything I missed, Tanner, from the patch notes that we should touch on?
So are we not going through these patch notes at all? Is that all you're going to talk about? Is that what you mean?
That was the plan for me, but I'm happy to go through a couple things.
I thought we were still just going to go through them and kind of check through them. I haven't really looked at them too closely. I mean, you definitely got most of it, the big shit.
Yeah, that was my intention.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I read the patch notes this morning, and, this is, the big stuff. There are planes in Caldera now, too. That's not that big of a deal, and we'll get into that as well. But there's another potentially big thing.
Agreed.
But yeah, other than that,
this is kind of big here. They added some more ground loot perks. One of those being Ghost, by the way, and Combat Scout, and Cold Blooded.
Yeah,
and
true.
Amped. Those are all ground loot now. We just about have every perk now, don't we? That may be almost every single perk.
Relevant ones. Yeah, it's possible. And we'll talk about that as well. So, all right, now let's get into it. First impressions. So these are in no particular order, and let me also add, I am in recovery from SARS-CoV 22 or 21 or whatever fucking strain this is. So I've been trying to game my utmost, but we've also, because I've been out for a couple days, we had a lot of shit to catch up on. So, what was it? Yesterday, 2 days ago, we played Fortune's Keep and then recorded the episode. Yesterday, we played Zombies, recorded the episode, then played some Caldera. And then today, we're doing this episode. So, I have not played as much Caldera or Season 4 in general as I would normally have played by now for this first impressions episode, just letting you know. But I plan on playing a lot more this coming week, and then by next Saturday I should have a lot more to say, and we might even do a second impressions. I don't know.
We'll probably do that on
Season 4
Patreon
on
next
a Saturday or something, or
that,
we'll do it for Patreon or something. We're gonna figure it out, but all that is to say, I would have liked to have played more than I have by now.
Yeah.
But COVID got me fucked up. No cap on a stack. Also, I guess I can briefly give my Vanguard Season 4
Yeah.
first impressions
Yeah.
as well. I was playing this morning, leveling the UGM 8 and the Marco Polo. And it's not just zombies, I guess. My GPU temps have never been hotter in Vanguard. And that's happening in multiplayer as well. My GPU is hitting like 80, 81 degrees in multiplayer. If I don't cap my frame rate or something. This is new because that never happened to me in Vanguard before. In zombies or in multiplayer. So I don't know what the fuck they did with Season 4. But now my GPU runs super hot in Vanguard.
That's crazy.
And only in Vanguard, by the way. My GPU doesn't even get close to that in Warzone or fucking any other game I play. I don't know what they did, but code the game better. My GPU should not be getting 81 degrees with a 3090 with fans both running at 100%. EVGA FTW3.
Three
Ultra
fans
Edition.
running at 100%. There's 3 fans on that card.
Okay, great. Yeah, even worse then. Especially if you're gonna give me 100 fucking 30 frames or whatever on the USS Texas. Stop, dude. Something's wrong. So Vanguard dog shit optimization, dog shit patch there. Cool. Second, they added some new operators, one of whom has the coolest skin they've ever added to Warzone in at least 2 years. That fucking blue face dude.
The little smiley face.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit, that skin fucks, dude. Great skin. Love it.
So that is something you have to buy. I didn't realize that until yesterday. You only
It's
get
in
that
the Battle Pass bundle. Yeah.
Yeah, you only get that if you buy the Battle Pass with tier skips. That's how you
okay.
get that.
That's how I got
That's
it.
what Bandit said, because I didn't know that. He's like, oh, I wish I had that skin. And I'm like, I don't even know how I got it. I just got the Battle Pass, and I guess that's where it's
It's
from.
dope, dude.
It is very cool. Yeah, because
It's a
Vanguard,
really cool skin.
Vanguard and Cold War both have had awful operators, pretty much.
Right.
Isn't it funny, by the way? The base operator for that outfit is some like World War II looking dude, World War II outfit, fucking little red beret on or something.
He's got the like ash under his
Yeah,
eyes, like
yeah.
a football player.
Yep.
Yeah. All gritty looking.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, he's like gay or something, or he has some backstory to him when you read
Is
his
he
story.
gay?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Which is fine, but every operator is in Vanguard. And then it changes to that outfit, which looks like some like futuristic looking thing. It is very cool though. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that. I wonder if
Yeah, it
that's going to
looks
turn
super
into
cool.
like the super sweat operator skin, because it looks dope.
yeah. Good question. I mean, it's pretty dark too, besides the little face. So maybe. I don't know how it looks in Warzone.
It is, yeah, yeah.
I'll let you know. I'll die to it, I'm sure. Don't worry.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll let you know.
For sure.
Fuck, it reminds me of a movie that
Tron?
was popular. Yes! Oh, I'm so glad you got it Insta.
I've never
reminds
even
you of
seen
Tron too,
Tron,
then.
and that's the first thing I thought of when I
Yep.
saw that image.
Yep.
I thought
Yep.
of Tron, and I thought
saw
of
Tron either.
Cyberpunk, the video game Cyberpunk.
The quote unquote video game, yeah.
It's a full release now.
That thing you can download on your computer that they call a video game, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big cinematic. It's an interactive story, actually.
That does seem true, yeah.
I mean, fuck that game. I want to like it so bad, I just can't. It's just
Did
so
you try to
boring.
get back into it again?
A while ago, yeah.
Interesting.
After like all the bug fixes and shit. And
It has a terrible start. You need to have a good
Yeah,
start to a
it's way
single
too
player
fucking
game.
slow.
It does not hook me. That I played the game for like 2 or 3 hours and it's all cutscenes. You're right. That is not a way to start your game. I don't care how good the story gets. That is a horrible way to start it, man. You need to suck me in. You need to suck me in and then suck me off.
The game, I don't know. The gameplay too was like not that good.
It's cool
like,
because of the
Or
world.
the combat, rather. Yeah, the world
The
is
world
really
is
cool.
cool.
The world is super cool. And it looks really dope. I like it a lot. Like the aesthetic.
Yeah.
But the combat, I don't remember anything about it other than it not being engaging at all.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, boring.
It's like it has like RPG elements, but not enough of them or not implemented well enough for me to give a shit as an RPG player. And then it has FPS elements, but not good enough or interesting enough to engage me as an FPS enjoyer either. So then I just, as someone who likes FPS and RPG games, This combat that has elements of both tickles neither fancy.
Yeah.
And then it's just boring as shit. I don't know. I just didn't like it. But anyway, whatever. This isn't about Cyberpunk. But that skin is fucking insane. It's the best part of Season 4 as far as Vanguard is concerned. So I played USS Texas. It's fine. That map was a lot more fun on World War II. I can say that much. And I can tell you guys why time to kill isn't 1 millisecond. There are a lot of like strong positions and like head glitches and pieces of cover on USS Texas that in a good Call of Duty game where you don't die in 1 millisecond is engaging and fun, and you'd want to get to those positions and you need to look out for them. But on Vanguard, those positions go from being good and advantageous to being I win positions. And then it's not fun at all. And the same can be said for playing inside mid at USS Texas. You push into mid, and there is a door on the left and a door on the right. In World War II, the last game that USS Texas was in, if you look left and the guy is right, he's going to shoot you a couple times. You could fuck him up, though, if you're a lot better than him, or if you just like get back out of the room. In Vanguard, you better be the luckiest motherfucker on earth, because wherever you look, if the guy is not there, you will die. And like every room is like that on that map. So USS Texas is a good map that plays horrifically in Vanguard, in my opinion. What were your thoughts on USS Texas and Vanguard?
It's a map.
It's a map.
It's fun, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a well-designed map. My thing was I was trying to level up the Marco, and the base Marco in Vanguard is the worst base SMG in the game, I believe. It
was not good.
If you want Vanguard to not feel like a two-shot meta multiplayer, make everyone run Marcos. It literally feels like you're playing Warzone. It is fucking terrible.
I had that experience as well.
I mean, probably the slowest time to kill of any guy. I'm not kidding. Like the Rat pistol at level 1, semi-automatic pistol with like 10 shots is way better than the Marco. I mean, you would win every gunfight against a Marco. It is the worst SMG in Vanguard. I don't have it max yet, so I can't say if it stays that way. It probably doesn't. I'm sure it gets really good. But base, it is dog shit, and that's what I was playing on for USS Texas. But yeah, I don't know. It's a fun map. It's a remake. Not a whole lot to say about it. It's cool, yeah.
Tanner,
I thought it played well on Vanguard.
I'm glad for you. Before I forget, you can add tags, Twitch tags, in your dashboard, so you don't have to retype them every time you go live. I discovered this recently.
Really?
I don't know if I told you that. Yeah, but you should do that. Go to your dashboard and set your tags there. I don't know if it works while you're live. Do it when you're offline.
Like the tags that show like gaming news, interviews.
Yes.
Oh, mine already save in OBS. I don't ever touch those.
Oh, okay. Then
I think it's Slavs that doesn't save in or something.
Oh yeah.
OBS that does. But yeah, USS Texas is fine. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, the Marco absolutely horrible in Vanguard.
Did you try the Ugam?
I didn't. I don't even have the Ugam unlocked yet. I'm looking through the Vanguard patch to see what else changed. I mean, nothing did, yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, they've just stopped updating Vanguard, which is fine. They said this, by the way. Breaking news, Sledgehammer, did they just confirm they're no longer a main developer? The USS Texas returns for Call of Duty World War II for one last voyage. Man, did they know it's the last voyage? Because Activision is Activision kicking them off of ever touching a video game
Yeah, what a
again.
weird thing to say.
That's weird, right? How the fuck do you know? One last voyage. Interesting. But yeah, there's nothing else to say about the Vanguard patch, honestly, other than zombies. Zombies is the best part of this update, and I think we'll get a little bit more into that. So you want us to touch on that now?
Yeah.
So we released a Patreon episode where we go more in depth, but zombies is actually playable now in Vanguard, like actually fun. Right now, I was thinking about this like 20 minutes ago when we had brought up zombies about the Patreon episode. I literally thought, I'm like, dude, I could go for some more zombies right now. That has not happened yet on Vanguard with the dog shit they did before. Simply adding in round-based zombies made it actually very fun. So I'm looking forward to them expanding on that. Maybe putting some more time into like some, you know, customization and like maybe like the weapons, changing what the attachments do would be cool. I doubt they will, but you know, they already said they will be releasing more round-based maps for Vanguard. So looking forward to that. But Shino Numa, fun remake, plays really well on Vanguard. Literally all they had to do was add round-based back, and zombies is now fun. So if you like zombies and have been staying away from Vanguard, now's the time to get back into it and try it. Do those high levels again. You can't get that high since you can't pause the game. So when you have to go poop, you're just going to die to a zombie. But, you know.
Correct, yeah.
Unless you play solo, then I supposedly you can pause it. That's what they say.
Yeah, bring a bucket and a mop and a bottle.
Yeah.
So you can piss and shit at your computer.
Yeah.
Because you won't be allowed to move, yeah.
So zombies is fun. I urge you to give that a shot if you're a zombie fan. Don't reinstall Vanguard just to play zombies. But it's worth it if you have the game installed. And
it's a lot of fun.
Other than that, it's just typical Vanguard shit. I'm getting lower frames. I get lower frames on Vanguard multiplayer now than I get in Caldera. That's not an exaggeration. I get like 120, 130, 140 on Sledgehammer on Vanguard. And when people throw thermite grenades and shit and I run through them, it drops like literally 100. It's such a poorly optimized. They've fucked it up so bad since launch.
Actually warms up my GPU in real life. I think that's what's happening because every time there's fire, my GPU goes up another 3 degrees Celsius. Maybe that's what's happening. It's reaching through the fabric of the internet and heating up my computer. I don't know. Maybe Sledgehammer should get hired at fucking DARPA instead, because they're heating shit up through the internet in a way that I didn't know was possible. But I completely agree with you, and it's completely insane. I don't know how I have fewer frames when there are 12 total people on a map that is 80th the size of Caldera, and I'm getting 80 fewer frames. How? How do you fuck things up this badly? And it's not like it looks any better. It's insane. It doesn't look any better either. It's just so fucking weird.
Rendering that fire on my screen is just, detrimental for my PC. I can hear it like coughing when it has to render that fire on my screen. It's all choking, coughing, smoke starts coming out of it. It takes more to render that on my screen than the whole map of Caldera. We've said a lot, Warzone is optimized poorly. It's really not anymore. It's in a really good spot. Typically, it was a lot worse. Like at the end of last year, optimization was horrendous, but that's gotten a lot better. Vanguard, the opposite. On launch, I would get like 300 frames constant in the game. I haven't seen 200 in ever.
It's weird.
In the last few times I play Vanguard, so they fucked something up.
Super weird.
And then of course all the weapon camos are still bugged. You still don't hear people shooting next to you. What?
You know what could have fucking these cocksuckers could have done? Not that there's anything wrong with sucking dick. It makes people happy in general. In fact, what if our settings just reset? And they didn't tell us, of course, which is a Call of Duty thing to do, by the way.
I checked.
And I have fucking RTX on.
I checked that because the first time.
Oh, you checked. Okay.
The first time I was having this issue like a few weeks ago when I logged in to play something. I had the same thought. I'm like, okay, something must have reset. I went through all my settings. I thought the same thing. First thing I checked was whatever you just said. What is the name for it? RTX.
RTX, yeah.
Nope. It was all off. All my settings were normal. Cool. It's a dog shit. Poorly optimized video game,
yeah. So that's the Vanguard update, but I will on the topic of zombies reiterate what Tanner said. Super fun. We played for like 3.5 hours straight round-based zombies, which is a thing we never ever would have done with the old version of Vanguard Zombies, that fucking cutscene experience, that dialogue listening simulator. So it's a lot of fun, and if you do like zombies, that's a way to that's something you should do. That's actually a really good time. And the Shino Numa map is pretty dope. It's fairly small for a zombies map. I would say it's quite small for a zombies map. I would say it's almost too small for a zombies map, but it isn't. It's not too small, but it's almost too small. That's how small it is.
I mean, it's still fucking huge. It's still big.
It's big enough for sure. And it's fun for that reason. And I quite enjoy the map. And the Easter eggs like pretty difficult too. And then something I said on the Patreon episode is that Vanguard Zombies is now like a pretty good way to level guns, because it's something you can turn on, not get two tapped to a Blixen. You can get weapon XP. It's fast enough. And zombies is like fun and playable, so you won't fucking blow your brains out doing it. So we talked a lot more about zombies in our last Patreon episode, so give that a listen if you want more thoughts on that. But that's kind of our rough overview on that topic. It's worth doing. And that is the best and only relevant Season 4 change to Vanguard with this update. So, have you ever met someone who unironically says they don't like to drink water? I had this conversation with my cousin when I was a child. I was a teenager. I must have been 15 or something. And she was drinking fucking Hawaiian Punch or some dumb shit. And she's like my age. Valerie. Shout out to Val, friend of the pod.
Fuck Valerie. And
she's like, yeah, I don't like water. I try not to drink it. And so I was like, bitch, how do you not like water? Like, what the fuck is that? How is that an opinion you have? Like, what if you're thirsty and you're like exercising? She's like, oh yeah, I'll drink like Gatorade or something. Like, that's how you get your water, is like, it has to be sweet. Isn't that fucking crazy? Have you ever met someone who says that?
No, I've met people who like just don't drink very much water, but usually they just like don't drink a lot of anything.
Yeah, those are called women.
Yeah. My mom doesn't drink.
Woman who hydrates.
My mom does not drink. She'll literally, like, all she needs is like 4 ounces of liquid a day. I'm like, what are you doing? She just doesn't drink anything ever.
That's so fucking weird.
Like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep, dude. Every single woman I've ever met, they just do not drink enough water. Every ex-girlfriend I've had, by the way, every single one would always have headaches. And I would be like, bitch, did you drink any water today? Like, no. Like, well, of course you have a headache. You're dehydrated. Your brain doesn't have water.
Yeah.
You stupid bitch. Drink a glass of water, man. It's not hard. So women, for the women listening, go drink a fucking bottle of water, please.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's good for you. It'll clear up your skin. Instead of having to do fucking cover up for an extra 30 minutes or whatever the fuck it's called, you could try just drinking some fucking water and then your skin will be clearer too.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
I don't know why women just hate drinking water, but they do. And you can't convince me otherwise. There doesn't exist a woman who drinks water enough.
I think they drink more tequila than water. They drink more tequila and vodka than they do water, yeah.
Certainly my whore ex-girlfriends did, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she drank a lot of tequila while she was sucking other dicks.
Drink a lot of cum spritzing too, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a lot of cum spritzed on her. And not that, whatever. Women can have sex, that's fine. I'm not some slut shamer or anything. And also, whatever, Roe v. Wade, we have opinions for sure on that. Are we expected to say something about that, by the way? It goes back to the States now. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone expects. I mean, in the past when we've talked about political shit anyways, people got mad at us and they were like, don't talk about it.
Political.
Talked about COD. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'd have to think a lot more about the whole Roe v. Wade shit. Because it's not like
I just
some
don't
people
care
are saying
about
like
babies, to be frank with you. Abort them.
I mean,
don't give a
frankly,
shit.
you said it best in Discord the other day. That frankly, more children should be being killed.
Exactly.
We don't need more people being born. We need fewer.
How many kids are in foster care that are going to be just dog shit, murderers, rapists because they grew up with fucking no parents? There's trash kids. Hey, these kids would have been better off aborted for society. Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tens of thousands of them.
Yeah, we need more abortions, not
Yeah.
fewer of them. Yeah.
They should start handing them out, probably. I don't care. Fuck them kids.
But also, no one made fucking abortion illegal. Okay.
Well,
that's not,
a lot of states
that's not
did,
what
actually.
States will or did. Yeah. But it's not like we made abortion illegal federally. That's what some people unironically think on Twitter because they're fucking idiots. That's not exactly what happened. That would be crazy. Yeah. So, anyways, whatever. Drink more water. Now on to first impressions of the Call of Duty Season 4 Warzone patch. And now we're going to be talking about, first we'll start with Fortune's Keep. So again, we did a Patreon episode on this. And we talked about our first impressions of Fortune's Keep. We played this likewise for maybe 3 hours or so. We played 5 games, 4 of which we won.
Hours, but yeah, we beat it. We won 4 out of 5.
We completed the game.
Yeah.
And it might have been about 3 hours.
Doesn't take 3 hours to play 5 games of Resurgence.
Are you sure about that?
I'm absolutely positive, yeah. Couldn't be more positive, really.
I don't believe you, but
okay.
With that said,
Rebirth also has more buildings.
We played 5 matches of Fortune's Keep. And again, we did a Patreon episode on it. So we'll talk a little bit about it now. But if you want like way more detail, you can go listen to that. First of all, Fortune's Keep is better than Rebirth Island. Don't at me.
Agreed, 100%.
It's better, and don't at me. It looks really pretty. The visibility outside is really good. It's not super fucking campy like everyone says it is. I mean, people camp on it like they do on every map in Call of Duty and every game mode ever. But it's no worse than Rebirth Island. And in fact, in my experience, there are more campers on Rebirth than I had on Fortune's Keep. So I played 5 matches, so that could change with more experience.
Also totally depends what lobby you're in. I think your lobby KD is directly correlated to how many people are going to be sitting in corners. You know, in a 0.6 lobby, everyone's probably going to be cowering a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if you're in a 1.4, which a bunch of TikTok sweats throwing knifing me constantly, then I don't run into too many people sitting still. Yeah. That's pretty much our experience. Every lobby was like 1.2 plus. So
we had some fucking goated lobbies. We fucked them anyway, but
we did. Yeah.
Also, there is no top prison anymore. So Keep is like the new prison, sort of, because it's like the big building that's the tallest. But because of where it's positioned, which is to say not in the dead fucking center of the map, it's way less relevant than like top prison is, or prison in general. That is what I had predicted prior to the patch coming through. And after playing it, I can confirm that I was correct. Not surprised. And that's a really good thing as well. Because each game we played, there wasn't like some obvious place where people always were and always had the advantage. We didn't experience that. At least we didn't notice it.
And that is also because it's a new map. You know, there will be somewhere someone finds that's like the best location that gives you the advantage. But yeah, Keep is just kind of too far away from everything.
Yeah.
Because like on Prison, you know, you would look down and people would either be in the windows trying to shoot at you and then they're just an easy target, or they're out in the open somewhere and you had like a longer line of sight. But on this map, you know, just because of little buildings everywhere, even if you're at Keep on the middle of the map but on like the north side, you can't see many things because there's so many little buildings that people may be behind, little tiny shacks and shit like that. So it's like you don't have those same long distance engagements, I guess you could say, as you do on Top Prison, you know? Like Top Prison, you could sit up there and you could shoot down at people that are pretty far away if they're like crossing the street or something. But, you know, Keep is just not like that. Because also this map is so like layered and tiered. It's not just like flat. It's like every building, I swear, just keeps going down, and the next building is a little bit higher. It's like the elevation of the map like fluctuates so much, and with all the small buildings, it doesn't seem like you're going to get those long line of sights, really. From Keep, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, you could break cover a lot, because it is like hilly and shit. And there are a lot of buildings, so you can like get cover. But there are also, and this is another thing I really like about Fortune's Keep that I think is superior to Rebirth Island. I think this is the biggest reason I like this map so much more than Rebirth certainly, is that you can and will get in long-range gunfights, medium-range gunfights, and close-range gunfights every single match.
Yeah.
Whereas on Rebirth Island, you can literally play an entire match of Rebirth and win, and your only gunfights be inside of 15 meters. That's like very possible, and I'm positive it's happened to me at some point, where literally every gunfight is inside of 15 meters, because just the way Rebirth is built, like there isn't much open space on Rebirth. There's barely any, in fact.
It's all fighting buildings, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're fighting rooftop to rooftop, which is long range, sure, but you don't always get that, and if you don't want it, you don't get it at all. Just don't go on a rooftop. Whereas on Fortune's Keep, it's like every single match, I was taking fights at 100 meters, like shooting across the fucking grotto, and then those were fun. And then medium range, where we were, I don't know, on the roof of Winery, and then someone was like, I don't know the map well enough to say, but outside running around, and like that's what, 50 meters. Yeah. Taking those gunfights too, and they would have cover. It's not like they're fucked. They would like get behind a box or get behind like this like a cement fucking whatever thing and take cover, and those are fun gunfights too.
I just added the map image, by the way.
Say again?
I just added the map image up there.
Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah. And also, of course, there are close range gunfights on this map. Duh. It's still a resurgence map. It's still a small map relative to fucking Caldera or something. And every single match will also still have those, oh, I'm in your ass gunfights as well. Yeah. And that, I think, is what makes this map, for me, so much better than Rebirth Island, is that every single match you get a variety and engagement distances and stuff. And I enjoy that a lot. And it removes a lot of the monotony of what I feel like Rebirth Island has. Where every Rebirth Island match is just like the same fucking shit. Oh, slide cancel in, stim, break aim assist, slide cancel,
no, you won't,
shoot him at 3 meters, throwing knife him, repeat. And then, and then 5 hours have gone by, and that's all I've done.
Yeah.
Or more appropriately, died to people doing that to me. But on this map, like, things are different. So I really like this map. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the best strat to do really well, like for the way I try to play Rebirth, is literally just run an SMG. And I don't know if you can do that on Fortune's Keep.
True. I was going to mention that.
Run an SMG with Tempered as your first loadout. Tempered or Restock or something like that. Get a Blixen. That's all you need. Whereas on Fortune's Keep, you're right, there was a lot of like medium range gunfights where I actually used my AR. It was pretty crazy. I had guessed before this came out that it kind of looks more like it will play like a BR map. We talked a lot about that in the Patreon episode. Something else I just realized as to why this probably is think of Rebirth when you have to make rotations towards the end of the game. What are you doing? The circle's like almost always, or it's like, say, halfway covering prison or something like that. Like prison's in the circle. It's like, what do? Okay, let's run up to prison. You get bottom prison, you run through the whole thing uncontested, and someone's just on the roof. It's easy to rotate and it takes no thought, nothing. You just literally run to the zone. Oh, let's just get in the zone. Whereas like Caldera in a normal BR, you got to think where you're going to rotate. You have to plan out which direction you're going to go, what your strat is, what position you're going to be in when you get there, kind of. I mean, you don't have to, but you're going to do better if you do that. This plays more like that, and that's why this feels more like a traditional BR than like Resurgence Rebirth to me. So it's like you always have to rotate outside. There's a bunch of little buildings and shit, but like you're rotating outside versus in some massive building like prison or a big building like decon, or just rotating through certain areas. Decon. Once you get in decon, no one can shoot at you unless they're inside the building, and there may be one or two other people in there. So it's like on this, you're getting shot at. You have to think where you're going to rotate, and that makes it feel more like a BR, and that makes it more fun to play, in my opinion. So that's why I think I really like this. Is it feels less like Rebirth Resurgence, which I'm not a massive fan of because it gets boring so quickly, I think. And this feels like a BR, and that will lead to the map being fun for me for a longer period of time. Like I can play it more than Rebirth. That's just, Rebirth's also been out a long time, so everyone does the same shit every game. We land the same spot every game. So, Forces Keep will eventually get like that, but it has those like Battle Royale feeling rotations that you have to make. And Rebirth just doesn't do that for me. So yeah, I think this is a way better map. I think it's very fun. It's a cool area to fight. It feels like more immersive, essentially. It feels like a real island. Yes, I know Rebirth is Alcatraz Island. I've been there in real life. But it just feels like something fake that you fight at. It doesn't give you that, like...
Shut the fuck up.
Doesn't give you, like, that vibe. Why? What do you mean, shut the fuck up? I've been there. Have you been there?
Life?
Have
No,
you been
of
there?
course I haven't been to Alcatraz
Of course
Island.
not. Have you even
They should
been
have
out?
locked you in a fucking cell.
Oh, I would have broken out. You know how many people tried to escape Alcatraz? Fucking
Lots.
idiots.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them... I think, like, 2 of them ever made it. Just
Did
idiots.
any of them make it? Yeah,
I think
that's
I think
crazy.
1 or 2 did. They probably ended up getting caught again, but yeah. I mean, just holy shit, man, so dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I really enjoy the map. I'm looking forward to exploring it more. Basically, the whole west side of the map I've barely been to. I've been to town once for like 2 minutes. I was pretty much always in like winery, grotto, camp area. I haven't even explored Keep too much. Terraces, I don't even know what that is. I haven't been there. And Graveyard. Oh, wait, I went to Graveyard once. It was a graveyard, yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited to start learning the map more. Excited to play it. It's cool that we have... It's actually fucking crazy that we have Caldera, a fun BR map to play right now. It's in a really good spot. And now we have Fortune's Keep that's not repetitive and stale like Rebirth has been. So that's pretty dope that we actually have to like pick which map we want to play,
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking crazy. So I'm a big fan of Fortune's Keep. In my opinion, way better than Rebirth. And actually, surprisingly, more people seem to be liking Fortune's Keep. I've seen so many Twitter polls of like, some content creators and whatnot asking their followers what they like more. Every single one I've seen, Fortune's Keep has won by like a good percentage. But then the comments are just full of people bitching about Fortune's Keep because the people that like Fortune's Keep aren't going to say a whole lot about it. They're just going to vote, oh yeah, I like this better. And then everyone else is bitching. No, it's full of campers. It's full of this. It's a shit map. Corner campers, blah, blah, stuff like that. So we'll see how it plays out. But as of now, I think Fortune's Keep is a way better map. A lot more fun to play.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, a total of 36 prisoners made 14 escape attempts. 2 men trying twice. 23 were caught. 6 were shot and killed during their
Let's
escape.
go, baby.
2 drowned, and 5 are listed as missing and presumed drowned. One group of which is 3 dudes who made a raft, and they've never been found, but they assume they died because they were on an improvised inflatable raft in the 60s.
Farmed.
So, yeah, shit on. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are crazy. So, yeah, that's that for Fortune's Keep. So we say more about it, but go to the Patreon if you want to listen to that. Now let's get into Caldera. Okay. So in no
Caldera.
particular order, a couple of absolute impressions. First of all, Storage Town. We went there and it was really weird because I was like looking for like storage. Like a storage town, you would imply things are stored there. Maybe loot. You think loot might be stored there, right? But there isn't actually. I went inside 8 of the fucking whatever. What are they called? Units? Not a single goddamn
Storage
thing.
unit, yeah.
Not a single thing in like so many of them. On the rooftop, I got like 2 plates of the little storage units. There is fucking no loot there. So that isn't great. Let's put some loot there if you're going to add a new POI that you want people to go to. With that said, it is the same storage town as was on Verdansk, which is a perfectly fine POI in terms of like fighting there. I never enjoyed fighting at Storage Town. I find it annoying and like difficult. People can be in so many of the units and on top and not on top and so many lanes.
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of don't like it, but that's just me. I don't think that's a weakness of the POI in and of itself. And this is no different because it is very similar to the It's Verdansk version. And as Tanner mentioned at the outset of this program, it's better than what used to be there, which was a tree and a rock.
Yeah,
so
nothing. Yeah.
It's cool. It's fine that it got added. I'm not mad that it got added. It didn't subtract anything from the Caldera experience. But it didn't add very much either, which I didn't expect it to be fair. But I wish it had more loot. That's where I stand on Storage Town. What are your thoughts on the new points of interest?
It's the only thing that spawns there is armor plates. I think I found 2 guns, and I'm not kidding. There were like 60 armor plates at Storage Town, man. So if you're low on plates and Storage Town is in the ending, there's probably still a bunch of plates left there because there's so many that not everyone could have grabbed them. That's all I saw. Every single rooftop had 5 armor plates on it and maybe a little stack of SMG ammo, and there was just nothing else. Not nearly enough guns. You're absolutely right. Definitely agree. Just missing loot other than armor plates. And we didn't even, I don't think, really fight anyone when we were there. No one was there. We landed there off the drop expecting someone to be there, and there was like, I think 1 or 2 guys landed there. It wasn't even a full team. And they got farmed. They got gapped, of course. So, yeah, better than nothing being there for sure. If nothing else, it flattens out that area of the map. It's actually weird because you can be at Storage Town and like see all the way to peak. It's kind of crazy. That's like, you could be that low and see really far, like you see over mines and shit. It's just, it actually felt weird because there's like nowhere else on the map, I feel, where you can see that far. That. You should check that.
That makes sense because mines is like down low.
Yeah.
Like a depressed, yeah.
Yep. So you can get some long range little sight lines there. But yeah, better than what was there. Didn't make the map any worse. Didn't change it a whole lot, really. So. Okay. Did you say much on the POI, the micro POIs yet or no?
Didn't say anything on the
Okay, all right, never mind then. No. So yeah, Storage Town is cool. Better than nothing there.
Yeah. Yeah, and how about these bunkers, Tanner?
Dude. Yeah, those are insane. You and Jax were the first ones to go in it, right?
Yeah, so you can like loot golden key cards now on Caldera. I don't know how you do it. I think it might just be random, just like looting a perk or something.
I think so.
You could find them fairly easily, by the way.
Yeah.
You'll never win a game and not have found a key card or 2.
No,
put it that way.
I don't think that's possible.
They're pretty available. And you take these golden key cards to the fast travel locations, which is kind of nice because you don't have to have a fucking separate map on your other monitor to figure out where the bunkers are like you used to in Verdansk. And you have to remember 16-digit serial codes either to open them, which is kind of nice. So you loot this golden key card, go to a fast travel location, and then one of the doors now in the fast travel locations is like locked. But if you have a key card, you like swipe it, and then a door takes 30 minutes to open. And then once it finally does, you run inside, and there's more loot than I've ever seen in Warzone before.
Oh my God, yeah.
Probably not, well, not as much as the vault in Nakatomi. Besides that, it's more loot than there's ever been in Warzone, including better than the Verdansk locked bunkers. Easily. Way better. Way more shit. Like so much shit. So much shit. So much money, satchels, perks. We never got anything like Specialist or Foresight or anything. I don't know if those are even possible to get in there.
I'm sure Specialist is.
Say that again?
I'm sure Specialist is, but I doubt
I
Foresight
hope
is.
not.
I don't think Foresight is even in Caldera at all right now. I don't think you can get
Yeah,
it.
we never got Specialist or anything, but we did get a fuck ton of money, ammo, perks, all that shit from these bunkers. And it is a lot. A fucking ton. And we showed Tanner this, and he was surprised too, because Jax and I opened one, and we were like, damn, this is crazy. And then the next game, we got another golden key card, opened one again, and yeah. Tanner had
I've
an experience.
found, I think, one key card for every game I've played of Caldera.
Yeah. Yeah.
You find them often. And then they drop on dead bodies too. So many times you'll just... Actually, every time I found one was on a dead body. I never actually found one myself.
Oh, they drop.
Yeah, they drop.
Interesting.
That's why they're so easy to find. And no one ever goes to them for some reason. I think if they knew how
Which is
much loot
very
was in
weird.
there, they should be going to them.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how many chests were in there. So like Jax opened it and I thought it was going to be like, there was like one small room that had like 3 or 4 and I was like, okay, this is dope. Then we kept running through and it's like the whole normal bunker that you can go in. There's like numerous hallways and shit. And every single chest back there is the rare chest. So every single one has like a streak in it, a satchel. You find a lot of perks down there, a bunch of money. It is definitely worth doing. Especially if you need a regain. If you can get lucky and come back from one of those, I mean, that's the easiest regain you've ever had.
You can literally buy 2 loadouts and all your teammates.
Yep.
You have enough to do that. You'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
20k or 30 or whatever you need, like easily.
I think Jax found a loadout drop marker in one of them, didn't he?
Oh, you can find one of
I
those.
believe
too.
he
yeah,
did.
I'm pretty sure he did.
So yeah, you can find buy station or portable buy stations, all of that shit, all found down there. Definitely worth doing. If you find one early game, especially a key card, absolutely get in there and do that. You can get your loadout. Everyone gets self right away. It's actually massive to do that. So I would definitely visit those. Well worth it. People are often just kind of like turned off from the bunkers. Like, I had been interested in like opening one up. I did not realize there's going to be that much loot though. So I feel like a lot of people are like, oh cool, we got like a bunker key card. They're like, I don't want to go 300 meters out of my way to this bunker over here, and so they just don't do it. But it's well worth it. It'll set you up for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. And they're cool, I guess. We've never been contested down there, but yeah, the bunkers are worth doing. So that's something to keep in mind. One thing I'm not excited about is that Ghost is now a ground loot perk. And this was my initial worry with lootable perks was Ghost. And it happened. It fucking happened. Tanner and I and Jax playing trios on Caldera, running around. There's a fire sale. We pop a UAV.
Pop like 3 UAVs, 2 UAVs. I think it was 2. We popped 2.
Yeah, we didn't have the advanced. I wish we had. We popped the UAV, and no one's within a country mile of us. Cool. So we're running into the zone, and someone is not 60 meters from me on my right. Not 30 seconds after we pop UAV, by the way. Fucking destroys me. Cool. That guy was ghosted, and almost certainly because he got it from ground loot. And guess what? His whole team was too. And then I think they ended up killing us all. And that is incredibly annoying. Don't let people be ghosted unless they pick it. It's that simple. I do not like that Ghost is ground loot now, and I expect that scenario where I pop a UAV, think there's no one around, and then there actually is going to happen a lot more now.
Yeah.
Especially with number 1 lootable Ghost perk in general, but also these goddamn bunkers. Once people start realizing how good they are, and there are 80 billion perks in there, you're going to get ghosted at every bunker, probably. Like, there are so many opportunities for it to drop. That's going to be fucking annoying. And it's going to make the game just more RNG and UAVs less reliable. And it's dumb. So, I don't like that at all. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I just hate Ghost. There haven't been too many times where I've died on Caldera, honestly, since they made the Ghost change. and then I've thought like, oh fuck, of course these guys are ghosted. It doesn't happen that often. And now with ground loot, it happened within 2 days of them dropping it.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you the last time I got pissed and I was like, cool, those guys were ghosted, because you usually just don't run into them. So I don't like that they did this at all. Yeah, there were like 2 or 3 guys there. You just got farmed immediately. I think then I sniped the guy that got you, finished him, and then Jax ran up to where your body was, and there was another ghosted guy that, of course, just shot from a different angle and just farmed him immediately, and then I died to them or that guy, and then another team also pushed.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck Ghost. I don't even want it in the game.
Then they shot
I hope
your
it's not in
body,
Warzone too.
And then one of us won Gulag, and then we won that game against the team that shot our body that was ghosted, by the way.
Was that the same game?
Yes. Yes, it was.
That was the game that I brought us back
at that
then.
little dumb tower, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he did shoot my body for some reason.
And then we won
it
that
was
game.
3 versus 1. They all pushed me. I got like 2 of them cracked, and then one of them killed me and he shot my body. I'm like, really? You guys were all within 10 feet of each other, and I still cracked 2 of
Fucking
you.
dog shit kids.
And
yeah.
then we beat them, yeah. Yep.
Dog shit kids. But anyway, yeah, I don't like that Ghost is ground loot now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Ghost as a perk in general, so get it
That's
out.
a great. Yeah, true. Next is the micro POIs. So I'm just going to read what I've written here. The micro POIs are pretty neat, although I've yet to see any areas on the map which previously had nothing that now have something. Rather, it's usually places that had a building before now also have a lookout tower in addition to the buildings that were there before. It could be that I just haven't seen other shit yet, but I have not yet seen a micro POI that exists now where before there were no buildings or tents or anything in that area. I don't know if that's what they meant by micro POIs. If there are, good. If there aren't, then that's what needs to be. That's what the micro POIs needed to be. They needed to be areas that had nothing now have some things there. And it's possible that is what happened partially, and I just didn't see any of them. With that said, the fact of adding the lookout tower to like this area where tents and a balloon are used to be, I like that too. That's cool. I like that there is more development. I think that's cool and interesting and good. And it's just more cover on the map, which the map needs, especially with the reduction in bushes, perhaps. And that's all well and good. But again, hopefully there are micro POIs that I just haven't seen yet that exist now where there used to be literally nothing other than like trees or rocks or whatever. Do you know?
I know they exist. Yeah, we never came
Okay,
across any of them that I can think of. I'm sure we did and just basically probably ran past them and didn't even notice it because they are pretty small. It's usually just like a few tents or something. The only ones I've really seen are all the ones at Capitol, and they changed a lot of the roofs at Capitol, actually, yeah. Which is cool, because it kind of made it so they added like some zip lines and stuff to the top of some of these roofs that have all of the little micro POI, which is basically, there's like tents covering it. It looks like World War II type shit they would put on a roof. There's like tents, storage bags, or, you know, duffel bags, stuff like that. Some loot up there. Yeah. But it's cool because it makes those an actual spot to fight now. Like I fought on one of those roofs that I probably would have never otherwise fought on because I was up there and another guy came up the rappel. And from that one roof I was on, there's like ladders and stuff and like built up little areas to get to the next roof. So in spots where you otherwise would have to jump and maybe make the mantle jump or not even be able to physically make the jump because the next roof was higher, they've built that up now so you can like climb and get straight onto the next roof. So you can go for like a long area, like a long length, all on basically one set of roofs that are all connected now that otherwise wouldn't. So that kind of leads to more interesting fights up there where you otherwise wouldn't really have anything. It makes those power positions not as good either because you can get some nasty head glitches on some of those roofs at Capitals where you see like their hair, but they can shoot at you and see you perfectly fine, but you know, just barely see them. And so that may take away some of that now that there's more ways to get up there with the rappels and everything, as I said. So I do like those, but in terms of like the actual PO or micro POIs that weren't anywhere on the map, I really haven't came across any yet. I know they exist, but where we've been going, we haven't seen them.
Okay. So as long as they exist, that's good. That
I think there's
that's
over like
the
15
way
of them
more
is what I had seen. I
important
thought.
thing. Okay, yeah. Because we've seen like changes to places that aren't named. So okay, good. And then also like part of this is it happened at Capitol. There are the ramps to like run across rooftops you used to not be able to. Which is cute. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you could get to like these Capitol rooftops anyway. It would just be a little more annoying, or you couldn't necessarily do it from that roof to that one. And now you can. So these little like bridges are pretty cool. But they don't strike me as particularly impactful one way or another. I don't think it changes much other than like quality of life.
Yeah, mostly.
But
yeah.
I think they're good. I think they're cool. I don't think they're
and that's
cool.
the type of stuff, by the way, that we've talked about a lot, that it's like, if they do these small updates like that every month, that makes the map feel new and fresh, instead of like on Verdansk where they would do nothing for 5 months and then make a map change. It's like, cool. But I literally would have rather had smaller map changes take place often, because it's 2022 and that's what the player base expects, and that's what I want.
Correct.
So I'm glad that they've been doing a lot of this recently. And, we've kind of said things like, they're not going to change Caldera a whole lot in the coming months, since Warzone 2 will be coming out in like 5 months or so. But that's just not at all true. I mean, they're constantly making changes to the map every single update. So yeah, more than anything, it kind of just gives the map a little facelift, and that's always welcomed. Whether it's a massive game-changing experience or not, it makes it feel different, and that's what we need right now.
Yeah, agreed. For sure. Now onto the weapon kind of meta and the new weapons and shit. So as we said at the outset, the weapon meta is unfortunately like the same as it used to be. So there's that. But there might be a caveat here. So for the new SMG, I've heard it's not good. I don't know if it's terrible or if it's just not that good. Mine's not max level yet, and I have not seen like streamers or anyone using it, so I don't really know. But it's the Hipfire SMG, so you bet your sweet fucking ass I'm getting it max level, I'm using it akimbo, and I'm hip firing the fuck out of it for a while. And I'll let you guys know how viable that is. I don't know, but I've heard not great things about the Marco Polo. The new LMG, though, I have seen some people using it, and I've heard some people saying like it's really good as like a meta long range option. Is it better than the NZ? Don't know. Probably not, honestly. But it might have some strengths over the NZ and obviously some weaknesses. So that could shake up the meta as more people level it, or maybe get comfortable with it and try using it. What have you heard about these two new weapons?
Yeah, LMG I haven't heard much. I think JGod actually tweeted something out a little earlier today about the new LMG, that it is good at long range. I saw something about burst though. I didn't exactly look at it. I don't know if you have to use it in burst to make it good, but I think
can't be doing that.
I think he like posted a little clip or something of it. But I haven't seen too many people using that at all. The SMG, on the other hand, I've actually heard it's pretty damn good. Never heard it was bad anywhere. I think it's pretty much, from what I gathered, actually, it's just not meta right now because the Blixen is still better, but it's like really, really good still.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear.
Yeah, so, I finally got mine to like level 42, I think, playing zombies or something, so I'm going to finish leveling that up over this weekend and play with it more. Like I had said earlier, I was just using the Blixen still, because I was using it with a sniper and I wanted something I was more comfortable with. But it does seem really good. I think there's like a headshot damage barrel for it as well. I haven't checked it out at all on sim.gg, so I'll have to do that as well. Again, we've been kind of fucked up since Raz was all sick. We didn't play nearly as much as we would have on the drop of a season update, so not a whole lot to say there, but we'll have more to say on that next week. But I think the new SMG is going to be promising, and I'm sure that the Blixen will get hit with a nerf again.
Yeah, hopefully, dude. I want to hit fire SMG to be good so fucking bad. Oh, so hopefully it is. I'm excited to level it up now more. I'm getting there. Okay, next. The bushes incident. So, another thing I predicted, there are going to be 50% fewer bushes in Caldera. I was like, this isn't going to be that big of a deal. Not only is it not a big deal, I didn't even notice it when I played Caldera for a couple hours. Like, I forgot that they removed some bushes, and I didn't even think about it until I was reading the patch notes this morning. I was like, oh yeah, they removed bushes or whatever. Felt exactly the same to me. So, this bush reduction shit didn't matter at all. Didn't make the game better or more fun. Didn't make it worse or less fun either. It just feels like exactly the same map to me. I don't know. And also, by the way, I have not heard anyone talking about the bushes since the update came out. People were talking a lot about this statement prior to Season 4 launching. Some people were very happy. Some people were very worried since there isn't that much cover or whatever. Then it dropped and everyone isn't talking about it. That's not surprising to me because it is like so not noticeable in my opinion. Like I literally forgot that was a change until this morning, actually. So I'm curious what you guys think on this bushes incident thing. But I literally forgot that it was a change.
Interesting. I noticed it immediately when we were playing, not so much when we were actually fighting, but just walking around the map and looking at it. You can tell there's a lot less bushes in certain areas, I think. But it didn't... I was more worried, if anything. I didn't necessarily think it was going to make the map any better. I thought, if anything, maybe it could have made it slightly worse. But ultimately, it seems kind of unchanged in that aspect. I mean, we didn't have any bush campers yesterday, but a lot of people complain about those. Well, I haven't ever run into that many of them to begin with.
I've died to like 3 in total. Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, it's just something people complain about a lot. That, I mean, yeah, sure, I've died to it, but not that many times. So
try moving your character coat
down. Yeah, maybe he's the bush camper. That's why he's bitching about it. He knows how easy it is.
True. Fuck Coke Cowboy.
True.
And another reason that this isn't a big deal and like I don't care maybe is because I have a brain and use Combat Scout. That could be another reason that the bushes just don't matter to me.
Yeah. You know, that was actually noticeable for me, I guess, because when I was sniping yesterday, I was running amped actually.
Oh,
and I'm
true.
thinking about that now. I never had any issue seeing people running through shit at all. So it was definitely noticeable running around the map. There's still enough bushes to like not make the map look boring and shit, and just like every hill is just a dirt hill. And I had kind of been worried too, maybe the sight lines would become too long or too hard to get away from people. But ultimately, I don't think it really changed the game that much at all. I do think I like it more than it was before. If nothing else, you're all probably getting better performance out of it, especially on consoles. Way less bushes to render, so that's a good thing.
They should remove the bushes in Vanguard.
They should remove Vanguard, the client, from Battle.net.
Yeah.
And remove Sledgehammer Games, the studio, from Earth.
Yeah.
But yeah, bushes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not much change, really.
Noticeably
less bushes.
For it now. Yeah. If
I mean,
I was like looking for it, I probably would have. I mean, I'm sure there are fewer bushes. And if I like go into the next time I play, remembering that they remove bushes, I'm sure I'll notice that there are fewer bushes.
I mean, you can tell by pulling up your map. You can even see the map looks way different. It's like everything looks dried out now. It's arid, man. It's very arid. You notice that?
Super arid, yeah.
Arid vegetation. Reading what they said.
Is that a contradiction in terms, by the way?
It has added benefits of improved performance on all platforms. See? Improved performance. better player reads and location awareness by opening up views to landmarks. And that was noticeable. That's kind of what I'm saying. I didn't feel it a lot when we were like actually fighting in any instances like that, but just running around the map, I feel like you just see more than bushes blocking your view of things. So that was kind of cool.
So it's probably a good thing then.
I would say so,
in
yeah.
that case.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. And again, I have not played as much as I would have liked to by now, or would have if if my whore mother didn't give me COVID-19. Thanks, Mom. But I'll have more thoughts on this definitely as the days go by, for sure. So next, the planes. So I have not died to a plane once. I haven't been shot at by a plane once. I think I've seen 2 planes. I've heard 0 planes.
I was going to say,
however.
we've seen 2. We haven't heard either of them, though. Yeah.
They are quite literally silent. Tanner and I were crossing the street in Capitol yesterday. And a plane crashed, I'm not kidding, 30 meters away from us into a building. And we both looked at it and we're like, what the fuck? And then I think one of us said, dude, did you hear that plane at all before it crashed? And the other person said, sure didn't.
No.
It had, I'm not kidding, it wasn't quiet. It literally didn't have audio.
The only thing that had audio was the explosion.
Like bugged audio. Correct.
And that's all
There was no engine audio. You didn't hear a goddamn thing until this fucking dumb fuck.
It flew over us, too.
The building and it blows up. It flew directly over.
That was the crazy thing. It flew directly over us. I think what happened is they had bailed out because right after it crashed, we started getting shot at from behind us on a roof. So I think there were 2 guys in it and they bailed. So it's probably once you get out of it, it doesn't make the engines sound anymore. And then it was just coasting, just floating down and hit the building. But yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of tells you. I was actually pissed about this. I was like, seriously, why the fuck would they add planes? And by the way, their reasoning for adding in planes, let me find what they said. Holy shit. Here we go. Fighter plane. With a positive response to fighter plane returning an Operation Monarch, we have re-enabled these vehicles for Battle Royale and will continue to monitor sentiment and engagement over the season. Of course you had positive feedback in Operation Monarch. You did. Doing damage to King Kong and Godzilla is what got you the points to then use their shitty kill streaks. Of course the planes were the best thing to use. I'd rather shoot a Godzilla with an airplane than my Marco Polo 6, my Marco 5. I mean, what the fuck? What does that even mean? Of course we liked it in Operation Monarch. That was a dumb shit, horrible LTM. Don't compare that to BR.
Yep.
So I read that and I was furious. With that being said, it doesn't matter. I went by airfield one time. I forgot the planes were in the game. There were 8 airplanes parked there no one had taken. So I think at this point people are just used to not having them and probably won't be taking them. So that's an excellent thing. So it's not an issue at all as of now.
Correct. Yeah, and they're probably dog shit. So
I don't know how to fly them.
Dog shit. I can't fly them. I tried once, like long time ago, and I couldn't do it. And I was like trying hard. I was trying my hardest actually, and I crashed into the.
Oh yeah, I started taking off with one right above mines there yesterday. I'm like, oh, I'm going to take this plane. Got to the end of the runway, was just sliding my mouse both directions, trying to figure out if it was inverted or not. I just kept going straight. Cool. I bailed out. Nice plane, man. You have to be on a controller to fly those. Yeah, I should have plugged in my joystick from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Then I could have piloted that sucker.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyways, ultimately, I would rather not have them in the game, but they don't really seem to matter, so I don't care about them. That's fine. They also added more AA guns around the map, I think, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some AA... Yeah, I think there's some AA guns now on, like, the roofs of Capitol, which weren't there before. Which is good for even the helicopters. There's a couple helicopter spawns on Capitol. That may be the strat, landing on an AA gun early game in Capitol. It's waiting for someone to grab the chopper and fly away and just blow them up.
Dude, actually, yeah. Those AA guns fucking shit on choppers, by the way. I wouldn't know this were it not for Operation Monarch, but my Operation Monarch strat was to get in an AA gun and AFK hold down my mouse button on King Kong till I got my loadout. So I was doing this strategy, but these two dumb fucks came by with a helicopter fairly close to me.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, I shot it. I swear to God, it was like 3 shots and it blew up. It didn't disable it. It like blew it up. That thing fucks helicopters. It does a fuck ton of damage. So yeah, if you can like, it's not going to be easy to hit shit most of the time. You have to get pretty lucky, honestly. It has to get pretty close to you. But if you do, yeah, you destroy it like instantly. It really destroys choppers. So something to keep in mind if you're ever in an AA gun, which you shouldn't be.
I wonder if they'll add back in the mobile AA gun, AA vehicles now. Maybe put it on a modern Bertha or something.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be
surprised they didn't do
really
that. Actually,
good.
that'd be
too good.
insane,
Actually, yeah. That'd be better than the armored Bertha. Unironically, it would be better than the armored Bertha.
Yeah, for sure it would. Yep.
Anyway, what is this next point here, Tanner Dropshot?
So with this update, they reduced flinch on snipers. So they said, quote, this flinch has been decreased by 12% on all heavy snipers. I believe the Zerg, the ZRG, is considered a heavy sniper.
It is absolutely considered.
So I used the sucker last night. Let me tell you, this flinch change is not at all noticeable. I mean, I don't think it really did anything. When you think about it, it feels like there's a lot of flinch, but the amount of flinch, when comparing it to it's been decreased by 12%, that's not going to be much of a change. It's actually not even noticeable, I don't think. So if you were hoping...
It's either too much or it's not, and it's still too much.
If you were hoping that this would make snipers like really good again, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's like even... Snipers will never be as good as they once were when they had like no flinch, obviously. But I was having fun with it. So I will say that. I decided to use a ZRG because I'm like, I don't know. I kind of feel like sniping. I'm going to give the ZRG a shot. I don't love the rechamber speed of it, but it also has terrible mobility when aimed down sight. You don't move at all. You may as well just stand still. But I've seen some clips from a guy that I follow on Twitter, and he kind of plays like that faster paced type of sniping that I play. And he's like, rushes buildings, quick scope someone's with a ZRZ. So I'm like, I'm going to try it. See how fun that is. I was hitting some nasty shots with the snipers, and I haven't really used snipers a whole lot since we recorded that Patreon episode on snipers, and everything I said in that episode still stands still to what I think. Snipers are excellent when no one's looking at you and you shoot at them. They really are. It's the best gun in the game. Having an HGR or a heavy sniper, whatever people are using, 3-line ZRG, when someone's not looking at you and you can get a one-shot down, best gun in the game. But the second they start shooting at you, you are just fucked and you're forced to get in cover. And so it's like, you want to have a sniper when you can get those one-shot downs, but as soon as you get hit with one bullet, you'd just rather have an AR at that point. And that's how I felt. It was nice also using a sniper for end game. We had a game where we had to regain. I had to regain. You and Jax were dead. I had to buy us back. And we finished in Capital, and it was nice to have a sniper, actually, because I was able to pick people off of like roofs where we otherwise would have got hit markers on them with an AR.
Off of it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Where we would have done like some damage, and then the person would have just, played it up, rotated. We wouldn't have known. So I got like 3 one-shot downs at the end of the game that ended up probably helping us go to the game. Some guy jumped off the roof right as he pulled his parachute and started floating. I one-tapped him. Then his teammate was on the roof, shot him. Then we all pushed up, got up on another roof. I sniped another guy. I ended up pushing him like an idiot and dying to his teammate. And then you guys won us the game. So like in a situation like that, it was very fun to have a sniper, and I'm glad I had that over an AR. But I guess the general thing here is, if you read the patch notes about the flinch changes and thought like they're going to be that much better, it's not that noticeable. I mean, you get flinch on the ZRG even if you're not ADS'd. If you're holding the gun and you start getting shot at, I've never felt like I had to get in cover faster in my life. My screen was just shaking everywhere. I popped that little stimmy boy. I got behind a rock. I started healing up.
Shitting your little pants, yeah.
As soon as I healed up, I peeked again, got shot again. My reticle was at the sky, But once my teammates start getting shots on, and then I can take the snipe uncontested, then it was great. I got a couple more downs there.
Right.
But ultimately, this flinch change, I don't think changed a whole lot. Well, nothing with the snipers. They feel just the same as they were.
So here's the thing about that, though. Here's what else they said. The following aggressive snipers now adopt the lowest tier of flinch. These utilize the flinch settings that previously only the MW car and Swiss had access to. In addition, we made a slight reduction of flinch at this tier. And then there's like a bunch of the light, like fast sniper rifles.
Yeah. Car Swiss,
So,
SPR. Yeah.
Biggest thing here, in addition, we've made a slight reduction of flinch at this tier. So like the MW car, the SPR, and the Swiss, those now have less flinch than they used to prior to Season 4. Is it enough? I don't know. I haven't used them yet, and I will be trying these out. Because it's possible that there is so little flinch on these again that they're like usable while you're getting shot. I suspect they're not, but maybe. So that's another thing to consider is I don't know how these like fast ADS snipers go that have the least flinch possible currently. That's a good question. However, flinch being decreased by 12% on the ZRG, yeah, it literally doesn't matter. Every heavy sniper flinches so much that you could reduce it by 80% and it's still going to be too much. Because a sniper either has too much flinch to use while you're being shot, or it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's binary. It's not like a sliding scale. It's not like
Exactly.
recoil, where like, oh, this gun has no recoil. They added a little bit of recoil, but it's still usable. They added a little more recoil, it's still usable. They added a little more recoil, it's still usable. They added a little more, now it's too much. Flinch doesn't work in the same way as recoil. It's not like you can add a little bit of flinch and it's like still usable but slightly more difficult. It's really as simple as this gun has enough flinch to not be usable while you're being shot, or it doesn't have so much flinch that it's unusable while you're being shot. It's a binary.
Yeah.
So they reduced the flinch on heavy snipers by 12%. This doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe it matters. Maybe it's you can use the light snipers while being shot now, since they did reduce the flinch.
Yeah.
But they either reduced it enough to where that's the case or not. So probably not, and probably the flinch changes literally don't matter for any sniper one iota. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
But we'll let you know because I'm going to try these light snipers. However, Tanner did bring up a really interesting good point that I think he's right about, which is that since they did remove so many bushes, that did make sniping better.
Yep.
Because you have longer sight lines now. That's a good fucking point that I didn't consider, and he's right about that. Sniping did get better with the fact being that there are fewer bushes now.
They actually
That's a good
said
point.
that even, yeah. They said that in the patch notes.
Okay, yeah. That's something I didn't even consider, but it's a great point. And it definitely makes snipers more viable than before Season 4, to be clear. Are they good? I don't know. I mean, Tanner was doing pretty well yesterday with the sniper for our games. And it did win us one of the games.
Yeah.
But how many of the games did it lose us? You know.
Yeah.
Like that one time we died close to the pit, above the pit on that one side of the bridge where we all died.
One side of the pit. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like if I was using an AR that game and so were you, I feel like we could have not died there, honestly.
Yeah.
By that team that pushed us. But since we were both sniping, I feel like we got just super farmed because we were sniping. We had one gun. That's it.
Well, even that game where you died to that ghosted guy and then I was 1v3 against that other team and then they shot my body. In that situation, I didn't have an AR either and I had to use my Blixen, and the first guy I was shooting at was like 30 meters away and I was shooting at him with an SMG because I knew they were all going to be pushing me and I didn't want to try to pull out my sniper. So it's like, yeah, in a situation like that, an AR would have treated me better. Would I have won that gunfight? Probably not, but I guarantee I would have at least gotten a kill there where I wouldn't have otherwise.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that said, I mean, the Season 4 update did make sniping a lot better and more viable, and I'm glad. I want sniping to be viable again. But did it make them viable enough to where we're going to see as many snipers as we used to see on Verdansk? Absolutely not. No. As evidenced by the fact, by the way, that we did not see a single sniper yesterday. Not one person sniped.
No, yeah, you really don't see any snipers anymore.
Literally no one. So hopefully they continue to make snipers more viable in certain ways. That would be good. And I'm glad that they made the changes they did. So
same.
There you go.
Yeah, so ultimately the snipers technically are better with everything. With that and the bush reduction, they are better than they were.
Definitely.
And again, I mean, they're still definitely fun to use. I had a really fun time using the ZRG, which I miss sniping every game. I used to do it in Verdansk constantly.
Yep, I sniped every single game toward the end of Verdansk.
It was fun, very fun,
super fun. But yeah, other than that, I think that's about it for our first impressions. As I said, we will be talking more about our impressions of this season either on Patreon or next Saturday, next week. We will have episodes next week. I think we're going to do a Wednesday episode next week as well, rather than Thursday. And again, if I don't contract, I don't know, some other kind of insane illness, the bubonic plague, that will go off without a hitch. We will post the schedule on our Twitter at the Dropshot Pod and on our Discord. So keep your eyes peeled for that. A lot of Patreon episodes coming. Patreon.com/the Dropshot is the best way to support the program. 7 bonus episodes a month, monthly hangouts, and more. And we appreciate and love and respect all of our patrons. And a reminder, as I've been saying for the past few episodes, we are in the 'tis the season, as they say. And every single fucking week, we're going to have some good shit to talk about. Either relating to this game or, more importantly, to be sure, MW2 and Warzone 2.
Yeah.
And DMZ that we're hearing some goofy shit about, which we'll get into next week on Wednesday, probably. So keep your eyes out for the schedule. We'll keep that posted. Thank you all for watching and listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. As always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.